Dear Mr. Kennedy, Secretary of Health, my name is Beate Bahner. I am a German lawyer from Heidelberg and an author of specialized books. And I've been working in my profession for more than 30 years. I am specialized in medical law, and until the coronavirus pandemic, I represented thousands of doctors, dentists, and clinics as a lawyer. In 2020, I was one of the first lawyers to criticize the brutal COVID-19 measures and, incidentally, was also prosecuted by the police for this in 2020. Since then, I've been monitored by the German Office for the Protection of the Constitution for so-called delegitimization of the state, difficult word, due to my legal criticism. Among other things, I am accused of publicly stating that I no longer have confidence in this constitutional state. Dear Minister Kennedy, thank you for your letter to German Health Minister Nina Worken and your accurate criticism regarding the restriction of freedom and of therapy and patient autonomy with regard to masks and vaccinations. In fact, probably hundreds of doctors in Germany have been subjected to massive persecution, both criminally and initially through surprise police searches of their medical practices and even their homes. To date, some criminal proceedings are still ongoing. Many doctors have had to pay heavy fines, have been sentenced to imprisonment, and in some cases even have to serve prison sentences. In addition, there are the licensing proceedings in which doctors have their licenses revoked after the criminal proceedings, thereby prohibiting them from practicing their professions in the future. The German state, has tried by all means to financially destroy the livelihoods of these doctors. Some doctors have even given up their entire existence here in Germany and left Germany with their families in order to avoid going to prison and risking lengthy criminal proceedings and even prison sentences. Unfortunately, the response of German Health Minister Worken to your criticism is inaccurate, which is shameful enough. It is simply inaccurate for the health minister to claim that the doctors were convicted of fraud and document forgery. No doctor was convicted of fraud or document forgery. Rather, all doctors were accused of issuing alleged incorrect health certificates. In addition, indeed, thousands of patients have also been prosecuted for allegedly inciting the issuance of an incorrect health certificate and for allegedly assisting in this. Most patients actually had indeed very significant problems with the masks or had legitimate fears about the COVID vaccinations. The doctors were completely denied the medical freedom of therapy claimed by the German health minister working in these certificates. The courts claimed that the health complaints of the patients did simply not exist or did not justify exemption from the mask or vaccination. How can lawyers assess this? And why have there suddenly been thousands of such criminal proceedings since 2021, which simply did just not exist before Corona? These thousands of criminal proceedings document a serious unconstitutional restriction of patient autonomy and medical freedom of therapy, which incidentally continues to this day and now affects, by the way, vaccination against measles. Doctors who issue a so-called contraindication certificate for this purpose, which is expressly provided for in the law, are also subject to criminal and professional prosecution. In the meantime, medical findings and the so-called RKI files of the Robert Koch Institute have confirmed everything that these persecuted doctors have always correctly attested to from a medical point of view. Masks are harmful and can lead to breathing difficulties in some patients. COVID vaccinations in particular are highly dangerous and have been proven to have a dramatically negative risk-benefit ratio. Dear Mr. Kennedy, your criticism is therefore entirely justified, and we German lawyers who have been involved in these proceedings will be happy to forward all the hundreds, even thousands of cases to the German Minister of Health, so that she can finally be accurately informed about how doctors and patients are actually being treated. We, the attorneys and the physicians concerned, further demand the lifting of these sanctions and the full rehabilitation of all these physicians and affected patients. All fines, court costs, and attorney fees must be refunded. All doctors who have even given up their livelihoods in Germany and fled abroad because of this persecution must be granted immunity from prosecution here in Germany and the freedom to practice their profession. Dear Mr. Kennedy, we attorneys and the affected doctors are very grateful to you for your intervention. The persecution of doctors and patients is and remains a flagrant injustice which most judges have supported. My trust in the German justice system has therefore been deeply shaken. We must urgently address this judicial scandal, and international support is all the more welcome in this regard. Thank you very much.